I'm Barry Stigers, and the program is Focus. New Year's Eve is always a time for everybody, and we call amateurs get out and have a great party. What do you do on New Year's Day? Well, we have some friends. This is our third time to be invited here into this beautiful home, which you can see behind me. And they have a New Year's Day party. Now, this is the most unusual party I've ever been to. So I'm going to ask you first, Carl, because you start off the party and you grab this microphone and you own some equipment, and the next thing we hear, Frank Sinatra kind of singing.
Used to tell me all the things I used to. I'm afraid as time goes by, someday soon you'll go away, and I'll be lost and
And that begins about a 4-hour entertainment show that you've been doing now for how many years?
It's 12 years now.
12 years.
12 years.
Well, you have a great voice and you sound great, but we had about 14 or 15 entertainers here today, all of which were just outstandingly good. Good fun time. And you kicked it off well. It was good stuff, good music. And from our era, we're not the youngest guys here in the group, but it was a fun day, and thank you so much for inviting us and having us. But thank you for what you do for also this community of people who just love to sing, obviously.
Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day, with eyes that show darkness in my soul.
Mrs. Jones.
We wish you a wonderful, wonderful life together. This is the way I feel at a party when everybody comes to our house. We love you. If I ruled the world, every day would be the first day of spring. Every heart would have a new song to sing, and we'd sing to the joy every morning would bring.
It's 1 to 3. There's no one else in the plane except you and me. So 7 months ago, I got a little story that you ought to know.
I'm Larry Sikorsky, that's S-I-K-O-R-S-K-I.
Larry, this is a very unique party. How many years have you been coming?
Gosh, it's probably about my 5th or 6th year.
And you sing. I know you have another singing career. You are part of a band that I know about up in Auburn, which does the Glenn Miller Air Force Band.
Yes, it's the Moonlight Swing Big Band.
And the numbers are all from what era?
From the 1940s, it's the original Glenn Miller song charts.
Now, that band was a very big part of how some of the war changed. Also, that's where we lost Glenn Miller, right?
That's true. Glenn Miller died in World War II in a plane crash.
That was also on his way to a concert, if I remember correctly.
As I understand, yeah, he was headed over to Europe from England, and in the evening hours it was a foggy night, and people believed that his plane was down due to Allied bombs dropping down and actually hitting his plane. Yeah.
Now, your band does the numbers from that era, but you also dress in suit. You all wear the Air Force uniforms from that era.
Yeah, we wear the Army Air Force Training Command Air Force uniforms of World War II. Yes.
Well, it was then, in that period, it was the Army Air Force. It didn't become an Air Force until somewhat the 50s.
Yeah, after World War II, yes.
And long after Glenn was gone. But his music lives on, and thanks to some people
That's
like you,
great, yeah.
keep it going.
We love it, we love it. It's actually, it's great music. It's a song you can dance to and understand the lyrics.
May the blessings of God rest upon you, and may His peace abide with you, and may His presence illuminate your heart now and forever.
Brenda Austin.
Brenda, this is New Year's Day, and we're at a very special party. It's a very special things. You came in and immediately took the microphone and just knocked us dead with your talent. You sing, you perform, and you're fabulous. So thank you for coming, first of all. Second of all, how much we enjoyed it. Something else happened today. We've been videotaping your performances, and you've never seen yourself on camera, and you fell in love with yourself. I thought that was so much fun.
I do too, actually. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Now you've been performing.
Well, I actually have been performing as a New Yorker as a little child. And in the music ministry, I've been performing for the last 25 years, every single week. But I have never seen myself on camera. And so that was, oh my, that's me. And it was actually pleasant. It wasn't that horrible of an experience for me.
What is your ministry?
My ministry, my calling, I believe, is to be in ministry that involves like-minded people on a particular, as we all are on a journey in our lives. And although I had come up in a world that kept enforcing, you gotta record, you gotta do this, and it just never felt right for me. But when it became time for me to make a decision with, is this what I'm going to do? Is this what I'm going to do? Ministry just was always more comfortable for me.
This is a mother-daughter team who I've gotten to know over the last year or two. And they're the most talented mother-daughter team I think I've known. Anne, who I just absolutely am in love with. Every time she opens her mouth, she just makes me feel good, because she sings melodically in a way that just makes me relax, and I try to attend every concert she does. And her mom is just lovely, because Mom is always in front of Anne when Anne is performing, and as Anne gets into it, Mom gets up and starts to dance, and that just turns Anne on even more. So they're a team. What a wonderful thing to have such a team, and I'm so proud to know them. Anne, tell me your story. You've been singing, well, what your mother tells me, before you were born. Is this true?
Oh, really, Mom? Maybe she should tell the story. Do tell, please.
First I heard of that, since 3 years old. She's been singing since 3 years old. When I had company in the house, she would line them up on the sofa and say, I'm going to sing and dance for you now. And then she would perform, and they just loved it. I mean, she was just amazing. She wouldn't sing the songs that every little child sings, like Mary Had a Little Lamb or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. She would sing whatever was currently on the radio. In that era, it was the Steve Miller Band singing Abracadabra. So she knew all the lyrics to Abracadabra, and she'd prance around singing these lyrics, although she had no idea what they meant. And that was her start.
Now, Ann, since I've known you, I've seen you sing in church, I've seen you sing in performance, and I think Porter and Pastries was one of the most exciting evenings I've had. I know you did a Streisand evening. You dress in pretty, you perform, and you know there's something magical happens. When you walk on stage, there's a switch goes on, and you change. You become from just this lovely, nice lady to this performing star. And I want you to know how much we all appreciate that, because it is an entertaining time. Frankly, it makes me go to church, and it's been a lot of years since I've been going to church, so it's your fault. Now, Mom, here's the most interesting part about you. I've known you for about a year or more, and I've seen you all the time when Ann is performing. But tonight you perform. Now that is special, because you do pretty good.
Thank you.
I enjoyed your songs. Now, did you sing as a young woman as well?
Oh, yes. Yes, I think that part of Ann's love for music comes from me walking around the house singing constantly. And when she was a little girl, she and her brother and I would be in the car together, and they would be inattentive and doing their own thing, how kids do. And I would tell them, give me a word, any word you can think of, and I'll sing you a song with that word. And pretty much was able to do that.
How to keep the kids under control in a trip where how soon are we going to get there, Mom, right?
Right, exactly.
And one of the things that I marvel at is that I've been in radio and television most of my life, and I've been around a lot of people who are professionals. You really are a professional, so why aren't you working in the trade?
Well, that's an interesting question. I think it has a lot to do with, really like questioning what you want out of life, especially when you have a family. And I love making people feel, the way that you said that I make you feel. That's something that brings me great joy. However, I think the price for fame for me is just not worth it. I mean, I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I was going to be away from my family and have to make a choice of, are they going to have their mom, tonight, or how long is she going to be gone? And for me, that wasn't worth, putting myself out there. Now, if it was possible to do that and also have a family and, make my own hours and say this is all I'm going to do, I would be open to that idea. I just didn't want it to be at the cost of, not having a mom.
Phyllis Diller was 60 before she started.
There you have it.
Got a lot of time to work.
There you go. There you go.
Now, tell me about tonight. This party is one of the most unique parties I've ever been to.
Yes.
Now, you're obviously here for the same reason we all are, and that is because of the
No, we're the cleanup crew.
Yes, and everybody has participated in this party. They brought the food, they helped do it, they did, yeah, it's great. But it's such a wonderful place to be on New Year's Day.
Absolutely.
And the singing tonight, I mean, we had about 3 to 4 hours of non-stop entertainment of extremely professional sounding people. I mean, you'd pay $100 to do this downtown at the circus, right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, thanks for entertaining us tonight. It's lovely to have you both here.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having us
Yes.
for this interview.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
It's not just the singers. And we have a room full of football enthusiasts as well. So in this whole house, we have multiple venues. We have the football games on in the family room, and then Northern California Vocal Artists Association participants come and bless us with their voices, and they wouldn't miss it for the world.
Now, Sherry, you have to take some credit for some of the most creative decorations I've ever seen. I mean, when you were finished and you took the stuff off your table, which looked great and had so much good stuff on it, I found upside down rain pots and things. I mean, this is pretty creative stuff.
I'm only worried about the height. It has to look good undercover.
Well, and the food, I mean, you had enough food here to do an army. I mean, it was just incredible. So you must work pretty hard on this year.
We start about a week ahead of time. We have to be really careful because there's only so many things that you can cook ahead of time. But the table, as you see it with a cloth on it, is prepared about 4 days ahead of time. And I have little tags on all the dishes that say exactly where everything goes. This year was a year of change, and we were able to have other people bring food as well. And it was fantastic.
You also have a dog, which we can hear.
We do.
Yeah.
It's Toby.
Toby.
Somebody's at the door.
How old is Toby?
Toby's 10. Toby, come here. Come here. Come on. There he is.
There's Toby. He's been in the family how long?
Toby's been with us 10 years.
His whole life.
That's how wonderful. Well, you've had a great day, and thank you so much for having all of us. Everybody we talked to today truly loved the show, enjoyed the time, enjoyed the food, and the camaraderie. Some of us only see each other every year, and it's here at your home.
That's the magic of it.
It is.
You know, and one of the things that we like to tell people, and it comes from our heart, is we are blessed with such a rich tapestry of friends. From all over. We can't get enough of them, and because we can't, we make it a special day.
Well, you certainly did it today. I'm Barry Stigers. The program is called Focus. We're in the lovely home of the lovely.